Okay, this is a little tutorial based on ramification, or in a way like the concept of the tree, and I'm going to do just a couple hints on how to uh, perform the action of making a tree in a very convenient way, So we're going to work of course, in polygons. I'm going to make a box, and it starts in the center because I don't have the interactive creation on. So I'm going to basically select it and scale it up in one direction. So that will be our main branch, I guess. And I'm going to shade it by pressing 5. And this will have the process is going to repeat endlessly the same idea. So if you get it the first time, then you can do it to any other branch all the time. So what I'm going to do basically is right click on face, select the top face. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is in the object mode is insert by shift right clicking an edge loop, and I'm going to put one here in the bottom, another one at the top. Remember that you may have different options of insertion of edge loop, and you may have like 6 equidistance. I have the option of only inserting one whatever I want, and as you know, it's basically an interactive edge loop options. You should have this one on to insert one whatever you want. If you have multiple edge loops, you will be inserting a number of times equidistance depending on the number you have here. So anyway, I inserted 2 of them, and I press Q to get out of that. And now yes, I go to face and to the top one, and I'm gonna basically split, split, add division to that face, and by default it's set to 4. What I'm gonna do, the normal procedure is just to pretty much, for example, either 3 or 4, depending on how much you want, how many branches you want to come out of the top. You have those 4 selected, and then you go to edit mask, and you have to have this keep faces together unchecked, not check. So you can extrude it by shift right click, extrude, and take it up with arrow, and R, I mean not pressing R, but just pressing the box here and control, so you make it smaller, and there you have 4 branches. Now you can start selecting a face and press W to move, and control with the top arrow so it goes always horizontal. This is pretty much like the floor that we have done in previous tutorials. So what I'm going to do is pretty much out of the 4, I want to select one that is going to be the continuation of the main branch, which is like main structure. So for example, I'm going to select this one, and that one I select the top face and press R, and I can make a little bigger, so it kind of continues on this process. And remember that by pressing 3 you're going to see what's going on in the smooth mesh. So sometimes you just have to go to 3 to check what's happening in a way, and sometimes you even should work on 3, but keeping in mind that 1 is also very important to know the process of how it's developed. For the little guys, and probably even for the big, but for the little guys for sure, we have to right click in object mode, press the object and shift right click to insert edge loop. As you know, it's here or in the top, and insert like several of these guys in the bottom area. So they have like a different way, kind of a smaller way of starting, and we can even start inserting other edge loops in the top of these little branches. So they have a different way of ending as well. What we can do now is press Q to get out edges and just take up, so we know W, selecting this vertex of the top main branch and just taking up, so we really make sure that that's our top one. Now I'm gonna insert another edge loop here, shift right click, edge loop. I'm gonna put one here in the middle, one in the top, and it's good. Q to get out of that, and this is a process now. It's pretty much, I mean, it's obviously too geometrical, but now it's a process, very simple process of making bigger the branches that you want bigger, smaller the ones that you want smaller, by selecting vertex or edges, as I'm sure you know, and start making smaller or big the different sections. You can make it smaller and start moving different types, so you have that kind of a branchy feeling. And you have to do that like for each of them. Now this one is quite too similar to the other one, so how can we make it bigger? We can make the other ones first smaller, smaller R, and pressing Control and the box. And what I can do is make this one even bigger by pressing the middle one, W, and just take it to the side and start like playing with how this is shaped point by point. This is something that you're gonna have to do no matter what. No, this could be like a little bit in, and you can get in. This is like quite too geometrical. Now this is of course too cylindrical, so the normal thing will be to start deform it slightly. Our main branch, no. So it's a process of pretty much arranging points in specific connections, so they give us a sense of a branchy feeling. No, I'm selecting here all these points, and I'm pressing R to make it slightly bigger. I can continue on the process of selection this one, and I can take it up a little bit and take it to this side so it's even bigger. This one probably in. So as you can see, it's a very straightforward process, and I mean this one's probably too big, so R, make it smaller, and probably you can start twisting by pressing W on this one, so a little bit this guy, or from here W. So now you see there's all these kind of branch situations. Now this process has to be somehow repeated endlessly, and that's where the automatic process should start working like crazy for you guys. And by pressing 1, this is pretty much what we have developed. We have to do the same thing for this phase, which is basically select, edit mesh, add divisions. Probably we want to select instead of 4, 3 or 4, and do the same process. Make sure that this is unchecked, and do the shift right click and extrude face, take it up, box and Control to make it smaller, and now start moving each of the faces to a specific point. We of course need to select one of the faces to be the main one, which could be this one. I'll take it up a little bit so we know that's the main one, and we can just take it somewhere else and insert loop in the bottom. Object mode, select the object, right click shift, edge insertion, 1, 1, and I'll set it down here, and another one in the top, another at the top. Press 3, I'm creating another system of branches that I once again can start manipulating their vertices and making it smaller if the ones are smaller, and probably bigger the ones that is the main root. No, it's a process of the same idea once again, taken consideration of main root or main branch versus the small ones. And for example, in this case of 3, as you can see, this is not like a perfect match of how the tree will go. You can always just select this guy W and take it in. It's pretty much the same process again and again. And realizing the idea of main versus secondary, and that once again we have done it to the main one in continuation, but you should do it to secondary main ones in the first, as trees are. If you press 1 and go to face and face, we're gonna do again add division, and out of this we probably want to do this selection of 3 and shift right click, extrude, take up, R, press these ones, and now we can just make an independent. And also in this place we should select 1 as the main one. Probably this one could be the big one, and again the same thing, select the object, insert let's loop in the bottom to the secondary so they're smaller, and probably 1 in the big one in the top and the top. I think it's a process that continues and continues, and basically pressing 3 is going to give us like this is a process of 1, 2, 3 same step given. This is in 4 pieces for the face, this is in 3. You could do 3 here or 4, and you can do 1, 1, 1 again. Repeat this like 15 to 20 times, and you have your tree. Now if it doesn't look totally organic, what I would recommend is basically going to the deformations that we know and start playing with these guys to deform the whole branch system in a more organic way, and it will look very nice. Okay, I think it's a nice tip here.